次は日本の代表団が発表します。
Hello everyone, we are Jay from Japan. To start, please take a look at this graph. Population of the elderly of different countries. The left dot represents the elderly population of Japan. As you can see, Japan is said to be the most luxury aging society.
Yes, so this is why we're here. We're going to tell you how to manage an aging population. First off, I'd like to show you the population pyramid of Japan. In 1950, the pyramid was actually pyramid shaped. In 2000, the shape of it is called an urn, which is a kind of pot with a narrow bottom. And in 100 years, it is estimated the graph will look like a clock tower. It is completely different from the ones in the past, so the clock tower model will surely cause some problems. Maybe you think this is just for Japan. Then what about the world? Let's see the world version of these. In 1950, the graph was a fine pyramid. Yeah, fine pyramid. In 2000, it still looks like pyramid, and in 2000, it still looks like and the 100. Guess what? The population pyramid is going to be a clock tower just like Japan. What it means is in the near future, the world will be just like Japan. What was the pattern of the young world? Here are some concerns and problems. The important one is that the problems are negative factors. First, the problem is simply the number of the elderly.
Then, what is accelerating this negative cycle? In many societies, there is a prejudice that the elderly are socially vulnerable and they need to be supported. On the other hand, the young know that they are paying more taxes for the elderly, get less money for their own living. So, prejudice is causing social and intergenerational problems. For instance, the young tend to communicate less and lose respect to the elderly.
But is aging really a problem? Well, we do not think so. It is not too much to say that aging is one of the steps that all societies must go through. The real problem is the stereotype that the elderly are socially vulnerable and dependent to the working age population. So to improve this situation, today we brought here two principles. First, dependent to independent. As we said in the last slide, the first discord area is the issue that's causing the negative cycle. In fact, however, more than 70% of the retired people are still eager to engage in social activities, even though they don't have to work anymore. So the stereotype is wrong. Then why not have them find more opportunities and become more independent? Second, power of community. Communities have different powers from the government. they are much closer to people and are generally managed by themselves. Therefore, with communal activities, everyone gets exactly what they need. So the power of a community is indispensable. Now let us show you 2 examples of communal activities in Japan that are thought to be quite successful. One on labor and the other on lifelong learning. First example is H Talent Center. It is a public population run by the elderly themselves, and there the retired people who still want to work can get various bonding job opportunities, such as gardening, housework, childcare, handing down traditional ornaments, and so on. The elderly work sincerely and do great jobs utilizing their experiences. In fact, more than 740,000 of people are members of this center. Working can get the elderly to feel needed and also recognize themselves as a member of the community even at their advanced age. There they find a reason for living. They also become more independent financially and mentally. Next, I'll explain about communal activities on lifelong learning. I chose Kawasaki State Academy as an example. Actually, I live really close to this academy, with 10 minutes walk, and I'm going to have an interview with one of the managers. So, the Kawasaki State Academy is an institution where grown-ups can take a lesson by paying tuition fees. There are many special characteristics about this academy. First of all, when you get older, there are fewer opportunities to learn as a student. So this list offers a great chance for the elderly to learn, and in fact, the average age of the student is 65. Our fascinating point is that it works just like university. It means that you get your scores at the end of each semester. Also, provided courses are taught by many famous university professors and are very specialized. Moreover, the academy is totally managed by Kawasaki citizens and So this institution offers a great services for the elderly to get involved in. It helps them become more independent and become part of the community too.
Now, let's take a look at one of the communal activities around the world. Kyorodon in South Korea. Kyorodon was launched around 1980 as a project to build up one public hall around 150 homes. It aimed to provide the elderly of lower classes with places to get together and have a communication with community members. At first, the public hall has been built up. There are no specific programs nor activities around provided at Kyorodon. So people just enjoy the gatherings there, which caused bad impression toward Kyorodon. To change the situation, in 2000, revitalization program was carried out. Now there, the elderly enjoy the programs of sports, singing, dancing, flying computers, and so on. For each program, each committee chooses one leader among the elderly, and the leaders have regular meetings to exchange information and improve their programs, which are called leader training programs. Many of the elderly engage in the program as a leader, so Kyorodon is actually managed by the elderly themselves.
Till here, we talked about many approaches for managing the aging society, and here is a brief summary. Our first principle was dependent to independent. By supporting the elderly to get involved in more social activities and become independent, they will not only feel needed, but also benefit the whole society. The second one, power of a community. Communities play a substantial role in bringing people together, so it can relieve intergenerational conflict. Also, the engagement of the elderly in
knowledge, here is our message. So far, we showed you how to manage an aging population. But we don't want you to imitate this whole presentation because these are just some examples. So, consider your nation's characteristics and think and have your own solution for the aging society. Thank you.
Do you think it's likely that the Japanese government will, what sort of like drastic measures do you think the Japanese government will take to stop this from happening? Obviously that's not.
So your question is like, what is Japanese government doing to stop the Asian population? Yeah, actually in Japan, in Japan we have a principle that the women should stay home. So stay home and have a baby. So, but actually, currently women are going outside and they are getting more jobs and they are getting promoted. So actually, they don't want to lose their position now. So more and more people and more women are not willing to have baby. So it's hard to stop the aging population because we can't have more babies. Yeah.
Will immigration be a viable sort of option?
Yeah.
Well, for us, it's not really a solution because, first of all, we don't really accept immigrants because we are a close society to them. And right now, we have most of the people are losing their jobs, so we can't accept immigrants. But actually, as we said in the slide, we cannot stop aging, and as we showed you, in the future, the trend will be like a softer. So what we have to do, I think, is that encourage the elderly to work more, and I think we can do that because all the healthcares are improving, and that
Just on time, we're really moving on to the next presentation.
Can you stay a little louder? The air conditioning is really loud. It's hard to hear. Actually, my phone.
Guy from South Africa.
Eating from Singapore.
Z from Malaysia.
Now we are from Japan.
Kevin from Indonesia.
There's been a study, I'm not sure about the name of the study, but it's actually proven that women are more emotionally unstable biologically. So it is a stereotype, but it has its basis in some reality.
Yeah, can I just add to that? Men tend to have the stereotype that they don't like to.
I like the opinion of the Singaporean delegates about how the disabled will actually have the right to gain access to public school.
I agree to an extent, but at the same time, if we have disabled children in a public school where there's a difference between the abilities of everyone, they will still be discriminated against. But